Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you're going to meet the Chief Operating Officer of the largest retail ATM company in the world. Her incredible story just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, I think most of us take ATMs for granted, and if you're under 40, you don't know a world without ATM machines. But the truth is, it has grown exponentially over the years, and the dominant player in the space is the Chief Operating Officer of Hyosung Americas. She's in the studio right now, and you guys have a 70% market share. Is that right?
Of the retail ATMs, the kind of ATMs that you see in a bar, a C-store, things of that nature.
Which is incredible. So share a little bit of the history of the company, because it's not just ATMs. They do so many other things.
Yeah, Hyosung is actually one of the original sort of industrial conglomerates in Korea. It was founded at the same time as Samsung and LG, and originally started as a chemical company. Chemicals went from chemicals to fabrics, and actually Hyosung's largest business is about a $30 billion entity. Wow. And its largest business today is really technical fabrics. So if you have something from Lululemon or Under Armour and so forth, that's actually Hyosung fabric. But that also extends to things like tire cords, so the cord inside a Firestone, a Pirelli, whatever. Wow. And then more exotic stuff like semiconductor gases, carbon fiber. But in addition to that, we also are, the largest manufacturer of retail-style ATMs in the world.
And tell us that journey. So what year did that start to take off?
So the company began this with some Korean banks sort of in the 80s. But in the mid-90s, there was a change to the banking laws in the United States that allowed basically somebody other than a bank to own an ATM. And this created what we call the ISO IAD business, basically the independent system operators or the independent ATM deployers. And that basically grew. Before that, you only would find an ATM at a bank. And now there are like 300,000 of these independently owned and operated ATMs, everywhere from a nail parlor to a bar to a gas station.
And that's it makes it not just convenient, but like necessary. One of the points you were making before the show is cash has always been king, but it's almost making a comeback.
Yeah, it's most people, especially digital natives and so forth, in a world where there's PayPal and Venmo and digital wallets and so forth, most people think that cash must be dying off. And the reality is that that's not really true. Because of basically the economic divide that exists here in the country, if you are, say, less than $25,000 a year of income, that is about 45% of all the payments that you use. In addition, about a little over 15% of the GDP of the United States, which is about $1.9 trillion, is what we call the underground economy. And this isn't fentanyl and automatic weapons. It is servers and nail technicians and gardeners and maids and so forth. And that's all cash driven, and that cash has to come someplace and go someplace. And the ATM is really the tool that we use.
I think that's amazing. We're going to scroll down the website because it gives kind of an overview of all of the services and industries that you're in. This company is so huge. Tell us about your journey, because you've been there for now a decade.
Right. Yeah, I've been in this particular industry after a previous career in defense for about 35 years, and I've worked for 3 of the largest manufacturers of ATMs. I was actually here and had moved back to Dallas, and a friend of mine who was the CEO at the time asked me to help them out. And next thing I know, he said, "Well, hey, you've spent about a third of your career working with Asia. I think you'd be better." So I took over the company in 2014, ran it for about 3 years, and then went off to a related company in private equity, and came back about a year and a half ago to continue to sort of help them. So I've been in this ATM space a long time.
Wow. Well, one of the things that impresses me so much is that you guys can continue to innovate. We've got just a little a video that we're going to show of the different ATMs and the styles, and you're now working with some of the big banks, aren't you?
Yes. So I'm not sure that legally I'm allowed to say, but basically, of the top 5 largest banks in the United States, we have our ATMs in 3 of those.
Wow. And there
are tens of thousands of units.
Which is so incredible. I mean, what impresses me most about your company is that they just don't rest on their laurels. Many companies, we get to be that size and say, if we just continue to own this size, portion of the market, we're going to be fine. But it sounds like you're constantly listening to your consumer, saying, how can we innovate and become more relevant?
And it's not just that. It's the innovation comes from basically the constant security threats that we deal with, so we're constantly having to evolve, do things to make the machines safer, because these are boxes with hundreds of thousands of dollars inside. So, and we need to make them secure, but we also need to make the customer experience secure as well. We really try to sort of make that experience when somebody is interacting with a device and they're pulling money. So this is a very kind of visceral experience for consumers. We try to make that experience as comfortable and easy as possible, so that innovation is required.
Are there still ATM deserts out there?
There are, especially since COVID. There have been about 8,000 bank branch closures since COVID. And that has created a lot of areas in the United States where you have to go, like 5-10 miles to find an ATM, which is again very difficult, especially for about 40% of the population. And really, particularly the retail machines that we provide, really sort of provide that utility to consumers. And we're evolving those so those have more big bank kind of features. It's not just a $20 bill vending machine, but something which can, say, handle a payment, do a transfer to a relative, to top off a credit card, things of that nature.
And you were talking a little bit about crime prevention. What are some security features that you guys have?
So the key things that we're focused on, and this is a battle in the industry, is to ensure that if you put that card in that ATM, that your account information is not going to get skimmed, that the bad guys are not going to steal your account information, that it is the key thing we focus on is to make that transaction as quickly as possible, so you're not there and exposed for a long period of time. And the machine is accurate, and if you ask for $100, you're going to get 520s and don't have to worry about it.
Absolutely. And I want you to set up the video that we're about to play. You guys have gotten into self-checkout.
Right. So self-checkout is again kind of a related thing. If you've ever used a self-checkout, as most of us have, you realize that this is a device that is basically very similar to an ATM, but with a scanner. And recently, with a partner down in Mississippi, we have piloted our new generation of self-checkout machine that has the ability to, again, allow self-service scanning of groceries and so forth, and then has those sort of same payment mechanisms in terms of the ability to accept cash or dispense cash that you might find in an ATM.
Okay, let's go ahead and roll that video.
Hi, I'm Michael Graham, Chief Product Officer at Hyosung. I've been at Hyosung roughly 3 years. I've been involved in the retail space, primarily in the banking industry, but in the last 3.5 years working in the retail space and really looking at how Hyosung can grow our self-order and self-checkout experiences and kind of reach our customers going forward.
Hi, my name's Luke Kendrick. I'm the IT Director of Ramey's Marketplace. Hyosung had the best look overall. We wanted something that would encourage our customers to come and use it. Based on that look and feel, we decided to try them, and we were very pleased with what we got.
Hyosung's been offering self-checkout and self-order solutions in the Asian market for a number of years. Building on that experience and our desire to really innovate and drive consumer products that drive experiences that customers really embrace, that our retail store owners embrace. That was kind of the driving factor in bringing those products to the U.S. market.
We knew Hyosung was wanting to get into the American market, and we wanted to knock that out of the water and choose something that we liked. And Hyosung managed to make that happen for us.
For us, this is really part of our go-forward vision. We've been doing the ATM business in the U.S. for over 20 years, and so for us, expanding our business opportunity, we're already in many of the grocery stores and the retail stores today as kind of the ATM in the corner. But at the same time, how do we go beyond just the ATM corner and connect the customer, not only getting cash out, but paying for services? So you start to see this whole ecosystem come together of ATMs and self-checkout and back office experiences that we really feel like we can help drive innovation and experiences, not only for the store owner, but for the customer as well.
The favorite part about the product is the people that we got to work with. They went above and beyond, helping make our dream a reality.
Self-checkout at Ramey's is very convenient, very easy to use, very quick. Haven't had a problem with them.
My favorite part of the Hyosung product is the pace. It's a fast-paced deal, in and out.
So far from what we've seen, it's rock solid. We have had absolutely no problems with the product since putting it in.
And I just love the way that your company continues to innovate and be more relevant than ever before.
Thank you.
So Nancy, it strikes me that you are a strong female leader in a company from Asia. Tell us about that.
I've had, my career path has been interesting. I ended up working for a very large Japanese company, Fujitsu, for about 10 years, and worked up through the ranks, and eventually was the chief operating officer there. And then a large American company I spent about 10 years with. I ended up running their Japanese company, or their Japanese division in Japan for a number of years. Wow. So about over a third of my career has either been working for Asian companies or working in Asia. And so that has given me the benefit of really understanding business culture and so forth in Asia. And and every company is a little bit different. A Korean company is not like a Japanese company. The cultures are very different. But there are a lot of similarities in terms of business culture. And I'm very blessed to work for a huge conglomerate. They really, the key thing is they have a deep respect for both intelligence and experience. And so, the gender stuff sort of disappears when those things sort of shine. And, given the opportunity to, lead this, very large sort of $500 million company on their behalf. Wow. And I'm very honored to have an opportunity to do that.
Nancy, and I'm honored to have you. I mean, you are just a Renaissance woman. So final thoughts, what would you like to leave people with?
I just want to first obviously say thank you very much for the opportunity. And just know that, we are working to make sure that that these basic financial services, through our customers and through the equipment we offer is available to everyone. And that sort of is our larger noble purpose beside just simply providing technology. And I really appreciate that time.
Oh, what an honor. We're going to end with the website. We'll put that up on the screen. The great Nancy Gail Daniels. Thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thank you. My pleasure.
That's it for now. We'll see you next time.